This is another video about my cousin. I mean, our conversation on Viber. As I showed before, he is the one who was constantly supporting that monstrous murder of my family. Although I informed him what happened, and even when I gave him information how many crime reports are in various prosecution offices, he still said that he doesn't believe that she murdered anyone. Although he also said during our phone call that he cannot get rid of her. She's that monstrous murderer. He's constantly entering his backyard, his house. Although he told her he don't want her to visit him anymore. And I messaged him on the 16th of August this year because he said during our Viber call that he has the same black, well, I can call it stain in the eye as I do, because I have eye melanoma, which is caused by Russian doctors from Kaluga. This is elite hospital for eye disease from Russia, and they have their sort of cooperation with one hospital called Elixir from Novi Sad, Serbia. So he said that he also had that, and I asked him to take a picture of that and to send me, but he said he cannot do it now. I mean, of course, I asked him to call him, but he could simply take a picture, send it to me using Viber. He knows how to do it, so that was not a problem. But he said, imagine this, he cannot do it. He will do it soon because at the time he has some health problems. Then I asked him what is the whole thing about. He explained etc. etc. So this is also very strange because as I already explained in my other videos, almost all people that I know simply ignores me, especially people who could help me by, I don't know, borrowing money or something like that. So somebody scared them pretty good. I don't know if this is the same thing with him, but this is really strange that he cannot simply send me the picture of that problem he said he has with his eye, because I wanted to compare it again, as I explained in videos related to eye melanoma I got. I wasn't able to find a single picture with more than one eye melanoma, and I have 4 in my eyes. So and of course I was treated there by those doctors in 2019. I think it was March, or maybe, no, it was February 2019. So they examined my eye I had eye inflammation. So they examined at that time my eye in its left eye in detail. So they would probably add to the report if I had that melanoma at that time. But again, the fact that I cannot find a single picture with more than one eye melanoma in eye, and I have 4, is enough. That fact alone is enough to as a proof that something is ejected in my eye. So they insisted I was treated for the same inflammation, same type of inflammation in 2010. I asked them why they cannot give me why they cannot give me the same injection which helped me. It was only one injection. They gave me multiple times, sort of a cocktail of injections of medicines, and the one that they gave me, I mean that mix, the cocktail, one of them was extremely strong, as according to the one lady who was working in the pharmacy, in local pharmacy. So she said, of course, I also wanted. I asked the doctor, because there were 2 doctors. First one, I don't know why the second doctor started treating me. I don't know what happened. So I asked them to take pills instead of injections, but one of those 2 doctors, so Russian doctors, there was a translator there, so sort of a nurse or something like that, who knew both Serbian and Russian, and I asked them why I cannot take pills. So pills version of that medicine, so there's an injection and pills version, and he said this works much faster. So I don't know if this is true. And again, the lawyer of that hospital didn't want to answer my email. And to make the things even worse, the Russian embassy in Belgrade also is ignoring me, which is really amazing. I mean, they are ignoring me, although their doctors are responsible for injecting something that caused one of the worst kinds of cancer to date. And also, what is really funny is that they know very well that U.S. embassy is covering up monstrous murders of 3 members of my family, and they are basically protecting them, which proves the fact that there is only there is no mythical conflict between East and West. I mean, U.S. and Russia. This is all false. It's all rubbish. So they all work for the same mafia. The same mafia is behind this, and we all know what mafia is this. There are various reports how many what percentage of the Senate, or whatever it is called in Russia, was Russian people, were Russian people. So most of those people, of course, after or maybe even before the revolution there, and it is very well known fact by everyone who is into history. I mean, real history, not the ones which is created for large masses. It is very well known fact who murdered the Romanov family. All know, everybody again who is into geopolitics and history knows that those were the Zionists. They even written some of their secret messages there. There's a movie about that. I mean, there's even a movie about that. So. And I recently found one of the Serbian authors wrote a nice piece about that. So again, and we all know who is behind Epstein scandal. So not Epstein, not Epstein, Epstein. This is the correct pronunciation. Otherwise, it would be Einstein. Eastin, actually. Einstein would be Eastin if we go by that logic, which is rubbish. So we all know that Mossad was behind Epstein. And not just Mossad, according to Ari Ben Menashe, it was even military secret service. Actually, military intelligence, to put it that way. This is why that monster Jean-Luc Brunel had a cap on his head with the writing Israel Army. So this is that now famous picture on Epstein's Pedo Island, where he was where he had good time with Ghislaine Maxwell. These are now infamous pictures. Okay, so that would be it. I now just need to mention the full name of this guy. So he's my cousin, and he's right next to my household. His household is next to my household too. So he's also not just my cousin, but my neighbor. So his mother and my mother are from basically the same home. That's the same family. So his name is Dragan. So G is pronounced as G in Serbian. T is first letter of the name of his father, because there are two in that place. This is a country where my father lived, my late father. So there are two guys with this name, close to their houses are close one to the other, and so first letter of his father's name is T, and his surname is Čairović. So C with diacritical V over it is pronounced as Ch. So Čairović, and it's, here should be Ch. So Ch is C with diacritical sign slash over it. It's pronounced as Ch, like Cicciolina, that porn star turned politician. I mean, come on. Okay, so vintage porn star. For people who are young, they can look it up on internet. Okay, so that would be all about this guy who is my cousin and neighbor, and is still protecting, well, not actually protecting, but supporting the monstrous murder of 3 members of my family. And that would be all on the subject.